everybody, my name is Peng Soon. Today I would like to present about the construction, the restoration and perspective of Angkor Wat Temple. The complex of Angkor is occupied an area of 195 hectares. It lays 1.3 kilometers from south to north and 1.5 kilometers from west to east. The first part of the temple is the moat, stretching for 200 meters wide and 2.5 meters in depth. And there are two accessible bridges to cross the moat, one on the west here and another one on the east. As other two directions, no bridge, but they still have a gate. The moat that surrounds the temple at the outside here, Hindu represented to the oceans, and also use it to protect the temple and especially to stabilize the foundation. Crossing past the moat, we have the gallery wall that Hindu represented to the holy mountain ranges at the edge of the universe. On each cardinal point comprises one gate, and each four gates protected by a strong spirit called Nyata or Ta. And usually the west gate is the main and has 5 entrances, which is accessed by the 5 different castes of Hindu. This gate is protected by Tarik. The south gate is in charge by Tapik. The east gate is handled by Taku, and the north gate is responded by Talak. Continued from the west gate to the central shrine along the 9-meter wide causeway, balustrade with the 7-headed Naga, contains distance 365 meters that corresponds to the time of the earth travel around the sun in its certain orbit, spending 365 days. We have 2 libraries and 2 ponds. But in the past, it may have some wooden buildings for the priests, dancers, and some used for the cleaners, and perhaps it had schools and stores for the religious altars and other appliances. But nowadays, all the wooden buildings not exist anymore. At the pond side on the left is the spot for the tourists to wait for watching the sunrise. And in this moment, they can see the temple in different color, especially when the sun breaking out from the horizon. And we can see the temple is serene and spiritual, particularly in March and September, twice a year. On equinoxial days, the sun will come out just behind the central tower. It means that Angkor Wat Temple rolling as the axis of the earth or the center of the universe. This magical event is not happen accidentally. It's really a mist. When we get in here, we can see that the temple seated on the 5 levels. The crown here is considered as the first level, and the terrace up there that bar by the Naga balustrade is the second level. The third level, the 4th level, and the 5th level, they have gallery surrounding, and they are concentric. In halfway of each gallery, the stairway comes across that divides each gallery into 2 sections. The first gallery stretches 171 meters from the south to the north, and 221 meters from the west to the east. On the outer wall of each gallery is covered with hieroglyphs extended from the bottom to the top for 2 meters. Portraits about Hindu mythologies and the procession of King Suryavarman II forwarding to battle, and also the story of human souls after death. The depiction, notably, starts from the south wing of the East Gallery, proceeding against anti-clockwise. They sculpted the story in chronological order, or from the creation to the destruction, and concludes on the east wing of the South Gallery. The second gallery, we don't have sculpture as the first one, but we have many fake windows inside. There are some Buddha statues and Hindu statues left in here. All of them are in stones and not incomplete, but in the past. It may have more statues in bronze and in gold, but have been stolen by the enemies and the treasure hunters already. The third gallery is laid on the uppermost sanctuary, measuring 60 meters square and 65 meters in height, from the ground level to the pinnacle of the central tower. On this top, we have 5 immense towers arise from each corner, and the main tower, standing in the epicenter, represented to the mountain Meru, which is the biggest mythical mountain in the universe, and it is the residence of the supreme Hindu god's dwelling. On the big pillars of this level, there are some inscriptions found that engraved remarkably in later period, maybe after the temple was converted to Buddhism. In this gallery, all the Hindu statues and treasures are also gone. Just only some Buddha statues remain, and they are still intact. This sanctuary, the local people called Bagan. To get up here, we have 12 staircases, and each one got 37 steps that corresponds to the 37 levels in heaven. Nowadays, just only one stair open and other stairs closed on safety reasons. The view from this level around is spectacular, with cool breeze blowing down through the windows. Make the tourists feel fantastic, and they would feel that they are being steered by the spirits at every moment. The temple originally had 9 towers. Maybe they were all gilded in gold and inlaid with gemstones. But in present day, it remains only 5 prominent towers, and other 4 towers collapsed. There are 6 libraries, still in good condition, but all the documents and idols are gone. How did Angkorean people construct this massive temple in the sandy area and without using machineries? The temple was constructed from the inside to the outside, and they used 2 different kinds of stone. Sandstones and laterite stones were taken down from different quarries. Laterite stone in general is stronger than sandstone. It's strong in the ground and withstand in the water, but the surface of this stone is rough. They use them to make foundation. Sandstone is more soft. They took them down from Kulin Mountain, up northeast of Angkor, about 50 kilometers. And this mountain is the source of Siem Reap River. There were approximately 20,000 people and 7,000 elephants. A lot of animals have been used on this enormous project. The constructors were divided into groups. The first group, they stayed at the mountain to cut the stones and tie them on the bamboo rafts and floated down by the river. The second group, they used elephants to drag the stones from the dock to the side. The third group, they used chisels and hammers to cut the stones, making interlock and polish them. The fourth group, they may had the most people. Some people, they dug the moat and brought the soil to dump it in here to make the area here higher than the outside to avoid from the flood, and they use it for construction. And some people, they dug a big pool in the middle until they reached the underground water. In this part, we can see that the engineers were brilliant. They could turn the obstacles to be the benefit, because Cambodia is a tropical country. We have a lot of rains and the soil is sandy, not so strong. The temple may sink if they did it not well. So it became a big problem for them. To deal with these hurdles, the engineers had to make the temple float like a boat. Benefically, sandstone withstands with water, and they have air pockets so they can use them to make the edifice. They have planned before the construction very carefully and intensively.